All right. What's your name? Where you're from?
Nicholas Hastings, Jackson, Michigan.
All right. What are we going to be talking about?
I believe that's on you.
All right. Well, we're going to be talking about the ethics of the death penalty, and I thought he would be a good one to use because Nicholas has actually served time in Jackson's Parnell facility. So I figured we'd just kick this off with you stating why you disagree with the death penalty, and then I'll shoot off with why I think it should be more widely used, and then we'll sort of just go back and forth.
I believe that it's unethical to. Basically, it's against all human rights. It's not. It's not right. And in my opinion, in our Constitution, it states against cruel and unusual punishment. I believe that in itself is cruel and unusual punishment.
End turn?
Do it.
End turn?
End turn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alright. Now back to me. I believe that the death penalty should be more widely used because I honestly think that killing somebody is more humane than forcing them to spend their entire life in a prison cell. I also believe that it's more cost effective. I believe that fair is fair. And I believe that without the threat of death, people would be more likely to commit crimes without having to fear certain repercussions. End turn. Counter statement?
Well, I believe that the death penalty should only be used in certain cases. It shouldn't be used in drug cases or accidental deaths or anything like that. Like, say you hit somebody, you're drunk driving, you hit somebody. Yeah, I can understand life in prison because there still is life to do. You can still do things in prison. You can write books. You can do things to help people. You can not only better yourself. Yes, you may not be able to join society, but in a way you can. You can publish books that can help people. You can send them out in the world and have them published from prison. You can still be something. You can still do something in your life to help people who have done those things and teach them why not to do them. The death penalty, it's as though you spend every day knowing that something's coming. There's nothing you can do to stop it. And it's the realest thing in the world. It's going to happen whether you like it or not. There's nothing you can do to stop it. And I believe that is more on one's mental state than knowing that the fact that they'll never get out is knowing that the fact that, yes, one day you're going to die, but not of your own accord. It's going to be forced upon you. End turn.
Back onto the whole thing about knowing the fact that you're going to die one day, and it's not going to be of your own accord. That's how it is even if you're not in prison. Even if you're not waiting for your 15 years to come up, you're still going to die one day. And it's not exactly like you have a choice in the matter. So all it really does is accelerate the process. We all make it sooner or later. And I do agree with you that the death penalty shouldn't be used for things like drug charges and accidental cases. I think that it should only be used for murders, because I believe fair is fair. So, in closing, I think that the banning of the death penalty in states like Michigan is overall a bad decision. Because in the end, having inmates in there that you know are never going to make it out really just puts a strain on taxpayer dollars, and it denies the families of the victims their right to justice, to have them live out their days in a prison and not meet the same fate that they wished on somebody else. All right, one more go.
Well, in rebuttal, I can agree that you can use it in death cases because, yes, fair is fair. But I guess I don't agree with the way that they do it. And yes, you were right that, yes, death does come to everybody, and everybody knows that. And it's not always of your own accord, but in that situation, it's being forced upon you. But it's more civil to let somebody die when they die, not to just kill them. And if you're going to use the death penalty on somebody, you don't give them a set date. In my personal opinion, I believe the most humane way to do the death sentence would be, and as cruel as this may sound, to poison somebody. You know, they use the lethal injection, but to use a pill, say they give them their food, they have a set tray for them. They don't know that today's their day, and then they're just gone. It's as though they died. You know what I mean? They don't know because that it makes it so much better not to know that it's coming for you than to just to let it come. And I believe the state of Michigan, honestly, is the last state that needs the death penalty. The state of Michigan is a cruel state. It's a fucked up state. The whole government system it's all about taxpayer dollars. I'll give you an example. Me, for example, I've been out of prison over a year. I've done everything I'm supposed to do. The only problem in my life right now, the only thing wrong with my life is parole. That's the only thing that stops me from achieving what I need to achieve and being what I need to do and truly bettering myself. I have to violate my parole every day just in order to feel as though I'm a normal human being. To go with the flow, to get on with my life. And the only reason they try to stop me, the only reason they want me back in prison is so they can get more taxpayer dollars from me. I've served my time. I did my crime.
Why don't you say some of your stipulations of your parole to help get the point across?
Such as though I'm on GPS tethered. I'm not allowed to leave my house. I'm not allowed to walk down the street. I'm not allowed to have social network. I'm not allowed to have friends with certain people I can't hang out with. I'm 21 years old. I can't go to the bar and have a beer if I want to. I can go to work and that's it. I can't work extra hours. Tonight, for example, my work can get a hold of my parole officer, so I'm not allowed to go to work tonight. That's 8 extra hours, more money that I could have, but apparently I'm dangerous, so I'm not allowed to go, even though I'm on GPS and they can see where I'm at. That's a big issue. It all comes down to money in the end. I'm in a once-a-week substance abuse class, of which I've completed twice already. I'm still in that because one time I've dropped negative on a drug test for marijuana, even though I work almost 40 hours a week. I have my own house. I pay my own bills. I pay my court fines. I do everything I'm supposed to do. But yet, because they want money, they still choose to fuck with me. I believe that the state of Michigan, in particular's prison system and judicial system, is completely fucked. I believe that they need to revamp the whole thing. And the death penalty in Michigan would be one of the worst decisions that we could ever make because Michigan would so wholeheartedly overuse it. End statement.
Nicholas is also not allowed to have cell phones, game consoles, anything that has connectivity to the internet. He is not allowed to go to public places such as malls and parks that may have minors in them. He is also charged monthly for the use of the GPS tether.
I am.
Alright. Closing statement. In terms of the death penalty, I believe it should be more widely used for the right people. That being said, I also do acknowledge the fact that a lot of times government, well, everybody knows that government doesn't always have the right things in mind. But I think a large reason for states not using the death penalty is for federal income. Because when someone is serving time in a state prison, the state receives money for their budget to take care of those prisoners from the federal government. And I think that's just taxing an already very overworked system. And as to going back to the whole how they do it thing as to whether or not it should be random or someone should be given a set date for when they die, I believe that all comes down to a matter of preference. And while I do like the idea of people having the option to choose whether or not their death will come to them randomly, I do admit that I can see it going wrong in a lot of ways, because no system's perfect. That being said, you're going to die. You might as well be able to choose how you go out. So, in closing, I guess we just have to agree to disagree. And I will agree with him on this. The state of Michigan does have a very inefficient penile system. I guess the penile system in general in this entire country has flaws to it, without a doubt. So, it's the end of the argument.